The hallway was filled with laughter, the kind that cuts deeper than words. A red-haired girl clutched her books while the crowd circled like vultures. A jock in a varsity jacket leaned close, whispering insults that made her shrink inside. She had only been at the school for 3 days, but already she was branded the poor mixed girl. Someone's phone was out, recording her humiliation. When she stumbled and fell, the laughter turned louder. No one helped. No one spoke. What they didn't know was that the quiet, trembling girl on the floor wasn't weak. She had fought bigger battles before, inside the dojo, inside society, inside herself. And soon this hallway would become her battleground too. Watch until the end. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Her name was Alyssa Green. 17, new to Westbrook High. Her mother was African American, her father white, and that blend made her both unique and misunderstood. Her family had just moved from Atlanta to a primarily white suburban town after her dad got a job transfer. Alyssa thought she could start fresh, but the moment she stepped into school, she felt the walls closing in. The girls looked her up and down as if she were an outsider trespassing. The boys stared, then whispered. In class, she sat alone. Even teachers hesitated to pronounce her name, glancing at her hair and skin before smiling politely. She tried to ignore it all, the whispers, the giggles, the pity. But the world inside high school lockers can be crueler than the world outside. The so-called populars ruled the hallways, led by Chad Reynolds, a star athlete who believed arrogance was power. His girlfriend, Hannah, followed his lead like a queen bee, mocking Alyssa's clothes and accent. Alyssa tried to keep her head low. She focused on her studies, her routines, her quiet mornings practicing karate before sunrise. She didn't want trouble. But sometimes trouble doesn't need an invitation. It finds you, especially when your skin tells a story others refuse to hear. It started small, mocking her hair, calling her mudblood, charity case, and ghetto girl. Each insult hit harder than the last. Her locker was vandalized with slurs. Notes stuffed inside read, "Go back where you came from." She reported it once, but the principal brushed it off as teen drama. Then came the moment everyone remembered. It was a Tuesday morning. Alyssa was walking down the hallway, headphones in, lost in thought. Chad and his friends blocked her path. A small crowd gathered. "Hey, poor girl," someone sneered. Another tossed her books to the floor. Phones appeared instantly, ready to capture another humiliation. Alyssa bent down to pick up her books, her hands trembling. Then came the shove. Hard. She hit the floor, her palms burning against the tile. Laughter erupted around her, sharp and merciless. Someone muttered, "You'll fear who I am," mocking the very strength she tried to hide. She looked up, and in that moment, something inside her shifted. Not anger, not revenge. Just resolve. She stood, eyes steady, posture calm, years of martial discipline running through her veins. She walked away that day without saying a word. But that night she stood barefoot in her garage training until her knuckles ached. Every strike, every breath, every movement whispered her truth. You can break my pride, but never my spirit. By the next morning, the video of her fall had gone viral across the school. Memes were made, hashtags followed, but so did something unexpected: sympathy. A few students whispered that it might have gone too far. A teacher called her remarkably composed. And deep down, Chad felt something he didn't expect: shame. Still, bullies rarely stop until someone stops them. And Alyssa was done being silent. It happened 2 days later. Another crowded hallway, another test of control. Chad's group was waiting again, ready to push her limits. But this time, Alyssa wasn't afraid. When Hannah tried to trip her, Alyssa sidestepped effortlessly. Years of training had made her reflexes instinctive. The crowd gasped as Hannah stumbled. Chad stepped forward, his smirk faltering. "What's wrong? Can't handle a little joke?" he muttered, reaching for her arm. In one fluid motion, Alyssa blocked his hand, not violently but firmly. The sudden control startled him. His strength meant nothing against her balance. She moved with quiet precision, redirecting his force, letting him stumble back into the lockers. The sound echoed through the hall. Silence fell. Phones were up again, but this time they weren't laughing. They were watching. A teacher rushed in, separating them, demanding explanations. Alyssa said nothing. She didn't need to. Dozens of cameras captured the truth. A girl who didn't fight out of rage, but out of dignity. That video didn't humiliate her. It empowered her. Within hours, it spread online, not as a moment of mockery, but as a symbol of strength. The caption read, "Bullies knocked her down once." She stood taller the next time, and suddenly the same crowd that laughed at her was clapping for her courage. Alyssa was called to the office once again, but this time she wasn't alone. Her mother stood beside her, calm but proud. The principal, now under pressure from local attention, had to act. Chad and his friends were suspended for racial harassment. The school released a public statement condemning discrimination, but Alyssa didn't celebrate their punishment. Instead, she proposed something new, a student awareness event about racism, bullying, and emotional strength. "Let's make this mean something," she said. Her voice was steady, her message clear. The following week, the school gym was packed. Students who once ignored her now listened as she shared her story, not of victimhood, but of resilience. She spoke about control, respect, and how real strength isn't in striking back. It's in choosing peace over hate. By the end, students stood to applaud her. Even teachers had tears in their eyes. The girl who was once the poor new kid had become a symbol of courage. Outside the gym, a few younger students approached her quietly. "You made us feel seen," one said. Alyssa smiled. For the first time, she felt it too. That night, as she hung her karate medals on the wall, she realized something powerful. Sometimes life pushes you down not to break you, but to remind you how strong you can rise. And maybe the next time someone tries to knock another person down, they'll remember her story and think twice. Where are you watching from? Comment on your country and city below. Take care.